Wow.
Isn't it good?
Tastes like cookie dough.
It's like the brown
It's like
butter.
caramel.
I know, it's the brown butter makes it taste like caramel.
Yeah.
You don't like it?
I like it. I'm
You're
saying,
looking
yeah.
like you don't like it.
I'm like, I was trying to like.
The
how does it
brown
taste like
butter
caramel?
is the key.
Brown butter. Oh.
That is so
Okay.
good. So what are we drinking?
So we got a little Roscato with the cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Little dessert wine.
Yes,
for
it's
the
pretty
dessert.
sweet.
Yeah.
So, see what it's hidden for.
Yeah, we've had Roscato so many times.
Yeah, pretty often.
Most black people
Oh,
have had Roscato at some point.
how's this overflowing?
I don't know. That's weird.
I've never seen that happen before. That's crazy.
Maybe because it was sideways in the refrigerator.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's not cute. Okay.
It's okay, babe.
Hey, it is what it is. Can you give me a
Cameron
napkin?
doesn't like to spill anything on the counter. He acts like the counter can't be wiped.
It can't.
We don't typically reach for Roscato, but we bought this because we had company and some people that we invited over like Roscato. And we didn't drink it. So it's literally been in the refrigerator for like,
Who came over here?
I think I bought it for when Uncle John had Karen's anniversary.
Oh, yeah, probably.
So
Yeah.
anyway, it'll be a good little dessert wine
Yeah.
with the cookies. Cheers. I feel like those gulps were so loud.
Welcome back to Cam's Corner. I am again joined by my lovely wife, Erin. Today we are in the kitchen. As you can see, it's a different location as my office is under construction.
Yeah.
Probably won't be back for a couple of weeks until I finish everything. So we're in the kitchen. We're pretty relaxed.
Yes, we just made some.
Cookies.
Yeah, where the dough is sitting.
Yeah.
It has to sit for a few minutes before we can put it in the oven.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
Tonight we can talk about how you knew you were ready versus when you thought you were ready.
Yeah.
For marriage,
good
that
topic.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just the biggest commitment that is pretty much known to me.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
a huge commitment. I thought I was ready a lot further before I actually was ready. Like, I feel like when we got married, that was exactly when we were ready to be married. So I feel like when I thought I was ready, it was way before when I actually was ready. Until I actually was ready, and then I was like, wow, now I'm actually ready. Yeah. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. But I thought I was ready when I think I was around like 22, 23. Like right after we graduated college.
Why did you think you were ready? Like, what was it?
I don't know,
that made
because
you...
I think it's just like you've been with someone for a while. Like you really are invested in the
You was
relationship.
invested in me? Sure.
Shut up, baby. And you just, as a girl, like you just, I don't know, a lot of women want to be married. And I just knew that I always wanted to be married. So I was like, okay, I feel like I found my person. I think that I'm ready. But now it's like so much more to being ready than just thinking you know who you want to be with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now it's like now that we are married and have grown so much since I was 22, 23, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine if we had gotten married at that point. I wasn't ready. So what do you think?
You weren't ready.
No, I wasn't.
And I knew that.
But it's interesting because as women, I feel like we do think we're more ready than we actually are.
Yeah, and I feel like guys aren't.
Well, I won't speak for all women, but I will say that
It's
a
more
lot
common. It's
of a
like
lot
a
of us
common thought.
mistake our
Yeah.
desire for wanting to be married with readiness to be married
you're ready.
when that's not always synonymous.
Yeah, and guys don't necessarily speak up when they know that we know that we aren't ready. I can tell you right now, I wasn't ready at no 22.
But it's
23.
also, it's you know you're not ready, but you also don't have the same desire as girls have.
Right.
Like there's not, it's just different. Like marriage is taught to women and men so differently.
So differently, yeah.
And so like if you aren't really like you're not really thinking about marriage at 22
At
maybe.
all.
Like you may know that you as a man want to have a family and be married at some point.
Yeah.
But it's not something where you're dating a girl and you're like, is this my wife? Is this my wife? Is this my wife? And a lot of times women are like, this might be my husband. This is my husband. You know, like that's something that we think about so soon into a relationship. And I just want to make a disclaimer that I'm not speaking on behalf of all women.
Right now.
This is my experience and like a lot of the women that I
we're
have
around.
interacted with. So I know that there's going to be women who are totally different and, you know, take a
Right.
different stance on this, but pump your brakes. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
What about you?
Was I ready?
Like when did you feel like you were ready?
Oh,
Versus when you may have thought you were ready, which I don't think that there's much of a difference usually for men.
yeah, it's not
or for
much of
you
a
at
difference.
least.
Yeah. For me, I never thought, when I knew, I knew. Obviously, being in a relationship with you, I knew that you were my person a long time ago, even before we started to date. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it's just, when you know you ain't ready, you ain't ready. And
Yeah.
I think I was one. I mean, like I told you before, some guys just don't speak up. Like, it's kind of like you fall into a pit of, all right, I'm going to just do it because she kind of cornering me. She's, you know,
putting the pressure.
Putting the pressure on.
And I would rather just get married than to lose
the girl, which
yeah.
I was like, yeah, nah.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't want to get married under those circumstances.
Yeah, no. I feel like it may be a disaster.
Yeah.
In the long
Can
run.
catch up to you.
Yeah. So, no, I never thought I was ready. When I got ready though, it was game time. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like a light switch. Boom, and the lights all came on.
Okay, so what was that? Like, take us to that moment if you had a specific moment that you were like, okay, I'm ready.
It was New Year of 2018? Yeah, 28. Well, coming into 2019. Mm-hmm. So, I was actually in Las Vegas having a great time, and then Erin was not with me this one time for New Year, and we FaceTime. She was here at home, so it was 3 hours ahead. Mm-hmm. Was it already New Year here?
Mm-hmm. And it was 9:00 in Vegas.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, I don't know what it was, but seeing your face, I'm like, this sucks. She should be here, or I should be back at home. I should have never left.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, then I was like, this is weird. This is weird. Like, why do I feel like I should be with her on this time? Like, we have spent every New Year together, pretty much. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think anything of it, but I didn't know how big of an impact that was until we were apart.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what we needed.
Yeah. It's so funny when he says this too, because it's just like, I'm glad that we had that time apart, because who knows when that would have switched for you if we didn't have that, you know.
And it's so crazy to be in Vegas, you're around all of these girls, like, then none of that mattered. I mean, none of that mattered. Like, I woke up and I was like, yeah, it's time.
Yeah, it's crazy how.
And she got sick, so then she got sick while I was still there, and I was like, oh, nah.
Yeah.
This is not sweet.
I was so sick.
She had like a cold or something.
Yeah,
like
I had a really bad cold, and I was just out of commission. Right after New Year's
Eve. The next day.
I was already feeling sick on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And then it was just bad.
So, yeah.
I mean.
It was like a light.
Okay,
light
so
switch.
you said that you knew I wasn't ready. Mm-hmm. What made you know that I wasn't ready? Not at the time that you were ready, but like before? When I was like 22, 23.
I just like, because of you, I learned how to be able to tell you my thoughts. And I knew that you weren't ready because even though you are mature or you were mature, you weren't mature in terms of being married. And being around all the women that we know combined who are wives, that's just not where you were. And that's also not, I hadn't seen anything that says, all right, yeah, she's ready. Like, that's how I knew. It was just like, you're not doing anything that says you're ready. You're
what does that mean?
In terms
of what are
like,
those things that you were maybe looking for?
You to love yourself.
You didn't feel like I loved myself.
You did, but not in a way that without me being present. Like it was kind of more so your focus was.
I was prioritizing us too much.
Yeah, so not to say you didn't love yourself, but I didn't see you loving yourself.
You felt like our relationship came before myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it was kind of like always, hey babe, you wanna do this? Or if I said no to you, you're like bent out of shape.
Earth shattering.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm just trying to go out once out of the month. You know what I mean? That's back then. So
yeah.
And I'm not even in that mode I'm still trying to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say just simple as that. Like that's how I knew. It was just you weren't like if we got married then I feel like you'd be clingy, and you're not even a clingy person. You'd just be clingy because you think that you had to be clingy instead of knowing how to do life. Not necessarily by yourself, but by yourself while with someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like being an individual while together.
Yeah. Exactly.
Interesting. So then once we progressed and you were ready, when did you feel that I was ready? Like when did you see the shift for me?
I would say when you moved to DC and you took the job with Nat Geo. Mm-hmm. And that's when I feel like when I told you, hey, like just do you, have fun. And you did that.
Yeah.
I feel like that too, like you actually doing you and having fun. I was like, oh, once she listened, it wasn't even nothing a big deal to listen to. She just, it wasn't like I was talking at her. I'm like, hey, just
like go.
Like, cool, we're fine. Like it's not gonna change nothing. We've known each other at that point, I don't know, for 6 years or something. Yeah. So it wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't like a new
relationship
type of relationship. Yeah. So I mean, that was like my biggest thing, for you to just go. Yeah. Do you. Like it's okay. You ain't.
Yeah, then I took that to the max.
Yeah, she took that to the max. She got up out of here.
I literally sprouted and just like
she did
went. Yeah. But
which is cool.
I think that's great. Like I think it's good to hear that because it's like it's not about cooking, cleaning, this, that, like all of these maternal or wifely duties that you were looking for from me. Although I'm sure you've observed that over time, but
those are things I knew those things. Like you come from a good stock. You cook. Yeah. You were already clean. That's not what I was worried about. Right. What I was worried about is like I don't want her on my head all day, every day, when I know that can pull us apart. Yeah. So. And
I feel like deep down, like when you have this desire to be married and you really just like feel that for who you're with, you also deep down inside as a woman know like we're actually not ready. Like I feel like I'm always kind of toggling him along or always initiating things or always kind of like I feel like I'm a little bit more into it than he is, like, and I felt like once we were ready, like I didn't have any of those feelings anymore. Like you were just like you were so into us, but in a way that felt so much more mutual.
I would say
we
more
felt
natural.
A lot more. Yeah, it felt more natural. It felt more like just genuine. And I felt like early on in our dating, it was kind of like, come on, babe, let's do this. And you'd be like, all right, cool. And it was just kind of like, it was like when he started like initiating more and like planning stuff and surprising me and like our conversations started to change. And we were really talking about a lot more
than just your normal cute stuff.
Like really in-depth conversations. Like that's when I was like, all right, like, we're getting there. And I feel like that didn't come until I started doing my thing. Because I feel like I was able to bring so much more to our relationship.
Yeah, you know how back when you were like, you need to talk about something? Remember how you would used to want me to talk on the phone and stuff? I'm like, we're not talking about nothing.
Yeah, we didn't have anything to talk about.
I'm like, I already don't talk, especially back then. Yeah. Like I wasn't really, I hadn't sprouted into the Cam I am today. But back then I was like mute. Yeah, and I'm like, there's nothing to talk about. Why are we on the phone?
I would be in college when we were in college, and I would be like, I just stopped talking to him for like a whole week. And I was just like, I'm not going to call him until he calls me. Like, I'm just so tired of always initiating the conversation and blah, blah, blah. It was, yeah.
And I never called.
Babe, you did call.
Maybe when I thought you were mad, super mad.
But it took you like 10 days. I was like, are you serious? Like, he really could go this long without talking to me?
I mean, I'm like,
but yeah, but now it's like, you're in the car, babe, what you doing? Like we literally, if we're not together, we are talking.
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
It's just like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah, I would say going from that to, like you said that you knew when you knew I changed. So when I changed, what did you feel like?
Wait, you said when you changed what?
You said that did you say I changed, or you said like you saw a shift or something like that? So you said, I guess that's when you knew. Yeah. You said you knew we were ready at that point?
No, when we started to have a shift and like things started to feel more like just genuine and like flowy and natural, then I was like, okay, yeah, we weren't ready. Like, that's when I realized
that we weren't ready.
We weren't ready before.
Right. Yeah.
And like we were approaching being more ready.
Okay.
And then the year of 2019, y'all, it was so crazy because the year of 2019, once Cameron had the like awakening that he was ready to propose, that whole year felt so different. Like
from all the other years.
I felt like we were engaged that whole year before he even proposed in November. Like, I just felt like we were taking our relationship so serious, you know?
I was,
like, it was just, it felt so different. And that's why for me, like, even that year, I never threw any hints at him or nothing like that. Because, like...
You really hadn't thrown no hints since...
Yeah, I never
like,
threw...
2018.
Yeah, I never really... I don't really think I really threw hints of, like, when you gone... People around me did that enough. So I didn't care, like... I was just good with where we were. But it was like, I didn't have to, because like I knew it was coming. Like I just knew like we were on track for that. And once you had that shift, it was like, all right, like we are in this, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. You was just, your walk was different. Your talk was different. I was okay. So I don't know. I feel like as women, you know, when you don't have to ask or you don't have to press or throw hints, like, to me, that's a sign that y'all just aren't there yet. I don't know. I mean, it's not always the case. There are sometimes, it's case by case. Yeah, like, there are sometimes where women do, like, you do have to kind of, like, nudge men sometimes. Like, it's nothing wrong with that, but I think it's how you do it.
It's not necessarily, like, don't put him in a corner. Don't give him an ultimatum because you want to be married. I think that's more so it. But like, there's a way that you go about your daily routine or your whatever you do to get his attention, to wake him up. The things that you say, not talking at him. Yeah. At least for me, that's what. Early on, like Aaron would be talking at me. So before I learned how to like check her about that, like it wasn't.
He just didn't talk.
I'm like, well, I don't.
I don't know what to say to her because I don't like how she's talking.
She ain't talking to me right.
And then I didn't know that he didn't like the way that I was talking to him, so then I kept doing it, and then it was just.
But also, you thought that that's how you were supposed to talk, because generally, like that's how everyone else talks to their person, and that's we weren't even dating around that time. So I really was. I'm like, I ain't about to respond to her. Like, we weren't even dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nah. Yeah.
So where are you going with this? That's what I'm
well, I guess what that year, when we knew, or when you knew, other outside of because of my shift, what was that for you? Was it before then, or
was it before?
What made you know? What made you feel like, you know, outside of me having a shift or showing you or becoming the leader in terms of going toward marriage?
I don't know. I felt like I developed a lot.
In what ways?
Just being more, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I felt like I was more introspective. I was more disciplined. Like, I feel like I worked on a lot, and like living on my own in DC really helped me mature a lot more. Like, it just, I don't know, if I feel like it just opened me up a lot.
I mean, you going to DC might have been the best thing that happened to both of us, low-key.
I think it was. And we had a really big talk. Like, we had a huge,
oh man,
just, it was bad. Like, we had a really bad argument at the end, like not argument, but just bad season toward the end of the year. And then you came to DC.
Well, that was 2017
at the beginning of 2018. Yeah, and then we just hashed everything out. And then that's when I knew, like, okay. I felt like at that point, that's when things we started to take our relationship a lot more seriously, and just I felt like we really put everything we had into making it work. Yeah,
I agree.
So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, look at us now.
Happily married.
Yeah.
Drinking wine. making
cookies in the house. I know. We have the Toll House ones, but I just really wanted some really good ones. So
personally, I probably just put them boys on the cookie sheet and
yeah, I'm sure. So we have this cookie scoop that we've been using as an ice cream scoop for the last, I don't know, year since we've had it, and we've never made homemade cookies. So this is a half a tablespoon cookie scooper. You could probably just use a regular ice cream scoop. We have this size, and we have a smaller one, this big, but we never use this. We literally use this as an ice cream scoop too. But anyway, I'm about to we're gonna have some jumbo cookies.
You about to put them on the sheet?
Yeah.
So before we eat these cookies and get them baking, any last thoughts on, obviously we know where we were before we were ready, but now that we are ready, now that we knew what it meant to be ready, and then we got married, what is it like for you? Like, was it worth it? Was it like, is it everything you thought?
I will say this. I for a fact know that marriage would have been a lot harder if we'd gotten married years before we did. I also believe that we have a much better marriage because of the things that we went through, and the fact that we were able to really like push through it and see the bigger picture from it.
Yeah.
So I would say marriage is just a really big commitment, and it's a lot of fun, but it is what it's been prepared to be. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
When you prepare for a healthy and happy marriage, and you really like put the work in when you're dating,
yeah,
I feel like that's like a really, really important phase of marriage, like that dating premarital phase, because if you don't take that seriously and then you just get married just because you've been with the person for a while, or you like the person a lot, or you love the person, I just feel like that's not everything that you should look for when trying to figure out if you're ready. So
yeah. And just to my fellas, man, it's real simple. If you think you got the one, or you know you got the one, but it's not exactly time right now, just speak up, man. Be honest with her, and I promise that you'll be in heaven, because I be feeling like I'm in heaven. See, she making me cookies. You know
he ain't, y'all. He don't even like sweets that much.
Hey, but listen,
these are really for me.
She do it though. Hey.
He like it though.
I enjoy being in here cooking cookies with her. I've never done this before, so.
And then we're gonna make holiday cookies once Christmas hits.
Oh, I'm really into that, so
yeah.
Stay tuned for those.
Yes.
Holidays be lit, for sure. Yeah.
All right.
So, all right, we about to put these cookies in the oven.
Yes.
Probably watch a movie or something. Drink the rest of this wine. We're going on a detox this week, so this is our
this is our last little hoorah.
For
the next video, we should be drinking juice fresh pressed.
So our next tie down and wind down will
be tied down and juice down.
Yeah, it'll be a juice down.
Alrighty, here we go.
So, yeah.
We're gonna put these in the oven, and we'll see you guys later.
If you rock with me, then you rock with us. Be easy.